So, here's something I've noticed. Humans like to keep themselves busy, especially nowadays in the modern era. We like to keep ourselves engaged in any possible way by talking to someone, by using our devices, TV, mobile, social media, etc., etc., etc. This idea of being busy has been around for quite some time now. Ever since the idea of productivity came along, we think being busy, being up to something is being productive, and being productive is good because that's the only way we get rewarded for being around. That's not true. What happens is when we do something, when we look at something on the internet, when we engage in some kind of activity, our brain releases these hormones, these neurotransmitters, these chemicals. Most prevalent chemical amongst these is dopamine, the addiction hormone, and perhaps the most you know controversial hormone. When we read something, when we look at something on the internet, dopamine is released in our brains, and dopamine gives us the sense of achievement and pleasure and addiction. So, when we engage in something addictive, we feel that we are being productive by doing it. And dopamine is like the chemical of addiction. So, once you taste it, once you experience it, you're just hooked. So people just like to keep themselves busy and engaged with constantly doing something, or at least acting like they're doing something, to trick their brains into feeling pleasure, trick their brains into believing that they're doing something, they're being productive, which honestly is not true. It's just a belief of the mind. It's just a way we convince ourselves that we are doing something right, when in actuality, we are doing something stupid and very, very wrong. People eat too much, watch too much TV or internet or whatever. People read too many books. People do too many things just to get that extra hit of dopamine. People drink coffee, they engage in human interaction, and they just mm, keep trying to do more and more and more, even when their body and their mind is saying no. When they really can't do something, but they want that extra hit of dopamine. That's why we keep ourselves engaged. Another reason is that we are afraid of being free. We don't know what to do when we are free. We don't have to do anything when we are free. But in the modern age, there is this anxiety that if you're sitting peacefully, you are doing something wrong. Sitting peacefully is not acceptable in the modern society. Ever since the hustle culture has been introduced, people are going mad. Hard work, hard work, hard work all the time. Bullshit. People are afraid of boredom. People are afraid of silence. People are afraid of existential crisis because when they sit silently, they are most likely to have one. They're most likely to feel bored, and they're most likely to get a existential crisis because they are addicted to this dopamine and stuff like that. They're addicted to consumption. So when they're not consuming, when they're sitting silently and peacefully, they start feeling like shit. They start getting depressed, whatever. They get an existential crisis and they can't bear the silence and the stability of sitting peacefully. And people just keep thinking because, again, our mind thinks that thinking is a way of being productive, which is not true in most cases, at least. So we are just afraid of boredom, we are just afraid of silence, we are just afraid of existential crisis because we have never experienced that since modernization and the culture of hustle and the culture of productivity. And especially the society does not accept that kind of behavior. I'm kind of jealous to our ancestors that they had such a peaceful life. Nah, just kidding, I'm not jealous, but still, they had some real good relaxation. After internet came, after technological and information revolution came, everything just sucks. Life itself sucks. Modernization is just shit. Capitalism is just shit. It's just killing us, definitely. So you can't sit peacefully, and that's not a good thing.